Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Show me how to do it, y'all. I believe so long. Hey, so long. Yeah, so long. Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye to my pain, y'all. Somebody wave me bye-bye. Somebody wave me bye-bye. You ain't welcome here. You ain't welcome here. Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye to my pain, y'all. I can't hear you up there. Somebody raise it up, say. Somebody raise it up, say. You are the God of miracles, hey. You are the God of miracles. You are the God of wonders. You are the God of wonders. Thank you, we cannot have it for you. For you carry us.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I believe.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
I
Time
believe.
check. Let's see 18 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report, and if you're in the Ground Report, you're shooting the Pitbull of radio in studio.
Come on, everybody, get your feet happy.
Hello, what's up, blessing good morning to Damian Acton, Anne-Marie Amin, Donna Lewis, Janelle, Nina Steiner, Pengala Mohan, Dave Murad,
Where my islanders? Can some of y'all run down here to the front real quick?
Anthony Medford,
In the building, where my islanders?
oh, Medford,
Need y'all to run.
Wendy and John, Pamela Palu, Pearl Sami, Anne Brown here, Nadira, pleasant good morning to you, Afrina D. Mohammed, Afrina Mohammed,
Come on, Jehovah's here. Jehovah, you. Say it. I trust in you. In you. There you are. Jehovah.
oh boy,
Jehovah, you. I trust. Say it. I trust. Show me how to do it, y'all. In you. I believe. Say it. Say it.
Ryan Ali John, Angela, Samantha,
I trust. Come on. In you. Oh, Lord. Come on.
hey, Timothy Roberts, good morning to you. Carmen, good morning. Trini Nairo, pleasant good morning to you.
I believe. Say it.
Desmond Hines,
The God of miracles.
hey, Majid Ali,
You are the God of wonder. You are the God of wonder. You are the God of powerful.
Shafrina,
I believe.
good morning to you. Anna Jackman, good morning. Sonita Gopal, good morning to you.
Come on, let your feet get heavy. Let's go. Let's go.
Jason Jeffrey, good morning. Portia John Charles, good morning to you.
Come on, catch it, Jehovah.
Zarida, good morning. Anthony,
I trust.
Esther, good morning to you. Matilda Rhodes, a pleasant good morning to you.
Jehovah, you. I trust. I trust. I believe. Say it. Everybody say it. I believe.
Balaroop, good morning. Dave Arrogant, that know as Dave and Deborah, good morning to you. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Dave and all out there. In
I can't hear you. Come on, say it.
Toronto, Canada. That's Baby Brother.
I believe.
Good morning to you. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Baby. That's my baby.
God.
I'm forgetting teacher Balmain.
You are the God.
This video out there in Vancouver, all of you. Good morning.
You are the God of powerful. I believe. Say it.
Janet Culloden, good morning.
Say it.
Double Osem, good morning. Afro Ali, good morning. Margaret, good morning to you. Bernadette. KR. Nita Ramlal, good morning.
Everybody get radical for 30 seconds. Come on.
Roger Maharaj, good morning.
Come on.
Don't tell Matilda Rhodes, good morning already.
Radical enough.
Marilyn Seacharan, good morning.
Move your feet, everybody. Let's go.
Anne-Marie Armin, a pleasant good morning to you.
I see you back there. Back in the y'all gotta come on. Hey.
Dress School, good morning, Carmen. Michael, good morning to you. Gemma, Rampasad, a pleasant good morning to you.
So long, bye-bye. Come on, y'all, help me say it.
Aaron Simmons, good morning. Simon, yeah.
Hold on. So
Tommy, Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you.
everybody, come on, say it. So long, bye-bye. Everybody in the building, raise it up, say it.
Grandma Chun. To Quads, good morning. Roma Price, a pleasant good morning to you. Cindy Ramnarayan, good morning. Gopin, Lakshmi Diyal. Diane. Yes, good morning, Diane. Rick, Lakshman, good morning.
Just one more time in the balcony, everybody say it, hey. So long, Baba.
Glory.
So long, Baba.
Ram Kilawan, good morning, Sharon.
Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. So long.
Yeah, Sharon Salandi, good morning.
Let's go. So long.
Bam Bam, eh.
So long.
Mina Steiner.
So long. Hey, so long.
35087, a pleasant good morning to you.
Yeah, so long.
Bujam Chan, good morning. Ann Williams, good morning to you.
Goodbye to,
Donna Gockens, good morning.
goodbye to my pain, y'all.
Rishi, good morning.
Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye, dear. You ain't
Rupert Lal, good morning.
goodbye.
Ronaldo Wilson, good morning to you.
Welcome here. Hey, so long. Yeah, so long. Yeah,
Sukal, good morning.
hey, so long.
Annie, good morning to you.
So long.
Rolly, good morning.
I can't hear you say. I can't hear you say.
Evelyn Connor Foster, good morning to you.
Goodbye to my pain, y'all.
Equa Forest, good morning.
Everybody raise it up. You want the,
Rafi, aka Postman.com, he fought all of you a pleasant good morning, Todd Gray.
you are the God of wonders.
Miss Brooklyn, good morning.
You are the
Miss Lorna, good morning. Miss Lawrence, a pleasant good morning to you. Darrow, good morning.
Say, I believe. I believe, say it.
Cassie Williams, good morning to you.
So long.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Goodbye to my pain, y'all. Somebody wave me bye-bye. Somebody wave me bye-bye. You ain't welcome here. You ain't welcome here. Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye to my pain, y'all. I can't hear you up there. Somebody raise it up, say. Somebody raise it up, say. You are the God of miracles, hey. You are the God of miracles. You are the God of wonders. Thank you. We cannot have it but you. For you carry us. That's what we can say. I believe. I believe. Say it. I believe.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Water you turned into wine.
Philip, good morning. Joel Mohan, a pleasant good morning. Krishna, good morning. Lakshman, good morning. Daisy Basio, a pleasant good morning to you. Roger, good morning. Michael, a pleasant good morning to you. Wayne Felix, good morning.
Darkness you shine.
And Brung here. Good morning to you. Tara Reyes, good morning.
The ash
Carla.
rise. There's no
Lal Chan, a pleasant good morning to you. Kamal Singh, good morning. Anderson Wilson, a pleasant good morning to you. Mark Gittens, good morning. Taro, good morning to you.
our God is stronger. God, you are higher than the other. Our God
Samantha, good morning to you.
awesome in power.
Gemma Phillip, good morning.
Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than the other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is
Remember early contributions, eh? Because we'll be locking off at 9 o'clock.
with us,
Just prepping for mainstream.
what can stand against? Stand against.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
Kenrick Passad, a pleasant good morning to you, Kenrick. Beverly, good morning. Hey, Kenrick, where are you, man?
Darkness you shine. Out of
Oh, you in Florida?
ashes we
You ain't no way right now, man?
no one
What?
like you.
Hey, Sita, good morning.
None like
Edmond Mendez, good morning. Nice, just checking to see what I miss.
our God is greater. Our God is
Uncle Breeze, oh, Uncle, good morning.
higher than the other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than the other. Our
good morning to you. Maran, good morning.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God you are higher than any other. Our God is healer.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's approximately 36 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report with yours truly, the Pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr. And those of you, the thousands of you that look on to us on social media, good morning to you all.
The talk all over the places, the Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. Since April 28th of 2025, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. But I come out to say, look my tongue, nobody cut my tongue. Here is the issues, and some of the issues I'll be raising very soon. I'm just giving the government time to settle down the goodly Prime Minister. It are issues such as that have to raise the government respond to COVID and over 5,000 people dead. It are issues such as the Court of Appeal, the High Court states that the Dr. Christopher Rowley locking out of citizens was unconstitutional. And my issues, and that's why I come in front of the Hall of Justice. I come to the front of the Hall of Justice for justice for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the divers that died in the pipelines. What about all of that? Every drilling, the arbitration for every drilling, that Indian man that always coming on, drunk and whining and thinking and cussing Kamala Prasad Bisesa. All them things we had to look at. We had to look at the Nikon whole issue where government pumped real money into that Nikon thing, a private institution. We want to know about all of that. It are real things that we had to go. So watch. The Pitbull tongue ain't cut at all. What I want to deal with today is, honestly, is the issue of, I want to know if you all will agree with me or not, consequences to politicians' actions. What would be the consequence to the actions of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Stuart Young and them, the former PNM regime, when they lock out citizens? Some citizens had caught at 10. Some citizens, their parents and family members died, and they're just trying to come home. To go attend funeral and thing, and was locked out of the country. Till Barbados had to organize and take some of we people. While you call Jelani, you call Jelani, and it's only people who had PNM cards could have get into the country. How is that? You imagine that. Dog get to come in. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, daughter, son-in-law, and a whole band of the friends get to come in for celebrate some birthday party or some kind of bacchanal thing. All of that went on. And now the Court of Appeal, the High Court is saying that that was unconstitutional. What is the consequences for politicians, even the UNC? We don't want no politician, not no PNM politician, not no UNC politician, to ever do those type of things to the people of Trinidad and Tobago again. So what we want to know is, what is the consequences of that unconstitutional decision that Rowley and them did make back then, locking out the citizens out of the country? We want to know that, right? And I'm calling on John Jeremy, the Honorable Attorney General, to draft legislation if it was something there, to lock up some of them politicians, even if it is misbehavior in public office or what. We calling on John Jeremy, the Pitbull. I'm calling on John Jeremy. The Pitbull still alive. The ground reporter is still alive. Captain cut my tongue after no elections at all. There are many other issues that will be coming with. But the main thing is, no politicians, not UNC politicians, not PNM politicians, must ever be able to get away with advantaging the people unconstitutionally and not suffering the consequences state. I'm coming from the Hall of Justice. They must make jail. Politicians must make jail. It must have consequences to the actions. The people that live in the pipeline, what's going on with that whole thing? People get money for arbitration and all kind of thing. Commission inquiry and all kind of thing. The family them in their sent yet. What is the situation? The people that say lead them there, that is it. No jail for them. No misbehavior in public office. And it are many more things that I will come with. But for now, Trinidad and Tobago, I really want to know what's your thoughts and if you all agree. And if you all agree, like, share, and let us organize and start to put Trinidad and Tobago back together again in the right way. Justice. We want justice. And what we want is, politicians must suffer the consequences of their actions, especially when human beings or human lives have been ripped before them in the future. Look at, for instance, again, the COVID. Real people in Trinidad, you have partners that all their balls swell. I know women that still see the period. That monthly is still on them. I know people that suffering with all kind of things since they take that illegal injection. What would we be doing for the people that the former government forced to take an injection? Force is either they take the injection or no work. What are we going to do about that? You understand? So I'm calling on the Honorable John Jeremy to put things in place, because again, Kamala Prasad Bisesa will not live forever. You understand? We know that she will organize and follow rules when it comes to the law and order in Trinidad and Tobago. But we have to make sure, put legislations and put things in place that nobody comes into government and do the people of Trinidad and Tobago what they want. Trinidad and Tobago, yours truly, the Pitbull radio. Rah! The talk all over the places, the Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. since April 28th of 2025. They ain't any Pitbull. But I come out to say, look my tongue. Nobody cut my tongue. Here is the issues, and some of the issues I'll be raising very soon. I'm just giving the government time to settle down the godly Prime Minister. It are issues such as that have to raise. The government respond to COVID and over 5,000 people dead. It are issues such as the Court of Appeal, the High Court state that the Dr. Christopher Rowley locking out of citizens was unconstitutional. And my issues, and that's why I come in front of the Hall of Justice. I come to the front of the Hall of Justice for justice for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the divers that died in the pipelines. What about all of that? AV drilling, the arbitration for AV drilling, that Indian man that always coming on, drunk and whining and singing and cussing Kamala Prasad Bisesa. All them things we had to look at. We had to look at the Nikon whole issue where government pumped real money into that Nikon thing, a private institution. We want to know about all of that. It are real things that we had to go. So watch. The Pitbull tongue ain't cut at all. What I want to deal with today is, honestly, is the issue of, I want to know if you all will agree with me or not, consequences to politicians' actions. What would be the consequence to the actions of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Stuart Young and them, the former PNM regime, when they lock out citizens? Some citizens had court to attend. Some citizens, their parents and family members died, and they're just trying to come home. To go attend funeral and thing, and was locked out of the country. Till Barbados had to organize and take some of we people. While you call Jelani, and it's only people who had PNM cards could have get into the country. How is that? You imagine that. Dog get to come in. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, daughter, son-in-law, and a whole band of the friends get to come in for celebrate some birthday party or some kind of bacchanal thing. All of that went on. And now the Court of Appeal, the High Court is saying that that was unconstitutional. What is the consequences for politicians, even the UNC? We don't want no politician, not no PNM politician, not no UNC politician, to ever do those type of things to the people of Trinidad and Tobago again. So what we want to know is, what is the consequences of that unconstitutional decision that Rowley and them did make back then, locking out the citizens out of the country? We want to know that, right? And I'm calling on John Jeremy, the Honorable Attorney General, to draft legislation if it was something there to lock up some of them politicians, even if it is misbehavior in public office or what. We calling on John Jeremy, the Pitbull. I'm calling on John Jeremy. The Pitbull still alive. The ground reporter knows still alive. Captain cut my tongue after no elections at all. There are many other issues that will be coming with. But the main thing is, no politicians, not UNC politicians, not PNM politicians, must ever be able to get away with advantaging the people unconstitutionally and not suffering the consequences state. I'm coming from the Hall of Justice. They must make jail. Politicians must make jail. It must have consequences to the actions. The people that live in the pipeline, what going on with that whole thing? People get money for arbitration and all kind of thing. Commissioner inquiry and all kind of thing. The family them in their sentient. Where's the situation? The people that say lead them there, that is it. No jail for them. No misbehavior in public office. And it are many more things that I will come with. But for now, Trinidad and Tobago, I really want to know what's your thoughts and if you all agree. And if you all agree, like, share, and let us organize and start to put Trinidad and Tobago back together again in the right way. Justice. We want justice. And what we want is, politicians must suffer the consequences of their actions, especially when human beings or human lives have been ripped before them in the future. Look at, for instance, again, the COVID. Real people in Trinidad, you have partners that all their balls sweat. I know women that still seeing the period. That monthly is still on them. I know people that suffering with all kind of things since they take that illegal injection. What would we be doing for the people that the former government forced to take an injection? Force is either they take the injection or no work. What are we going to do about that? You understand? So I'm calling on the Honorable John Jeremy to put things in place, because again, Kamala Prasad Bisesa will live forever. You understand? We know that she will organize and follow rules when it comes to the law and order in Trinidad and Tobago. But we had to Trinidad and Tobago. Yours truly the Pitbull on radio. Rah! The talk all over the places. The Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull since April 28th. Trinidad and Tobago. Yours truly the Pitbull on radio. Rah! The talk all over the places. The Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull since April 28th of 2025. They ain't hearing the Pitbull. But I come out to say, with my tongue, nobody cut my tongue. Here is the issues, and some of the issues I'll be raising very soon. I'm just giving the government time to settle down the goodly Prime Minister. It are issues such as that have to raise the government respond to COVID and over 5,000 people dead. It are issues such as the Court of Appeal, the High Court state that the Dr. Christopher Rowley locking out of citizens was unconstitutional. And my issues, and that's why I come in front of the Hall of Justice. I come to the front of the Hall of Justice for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the divers that died in the pipelines. What about all of that? AV drilling, the arbitration for AV drilling, that Indian man that always coming on, drunk and whining and singing and cussing Kamala Prasad Bisesa. All them things we had to look at. We had to look at the NICON whole issue where government pumped real money into that NICON thing, a private institution. We want to know about all of that. It are real things that we had to go. So watch. The Pitbull tongue ain't cut at all. What I want to deal with today is, honestly, is the issue of, I want to know if you all will agree with me or not, consequences to politicians' actions. What would be the consequence to the actions of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Stuart Young and them, the former PNM regime, when they lock out citizens? Some citizens had court to attend. Some citizens, their parents and family members died, and they're just trying to come home. To go attend funeral and thing, and was locked out of the country. Till Barbados had to organize and take some of we people. While you call Jelani, and it's only people who had PNM cards could have get into the country. How is that? You imagine that. Dog get to come in. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, daughter, son-in-law, and a whole band of the friends get to come in for celebrate some birthday party or some kind of bacchanal thing. All of that went on. And now the Court of Appeal, the High Court is saying that that was unconstitutional. What is the consequences for politicians, even the UNC? We don't want no politician, not no PNM politician, not no UNC politician, to ever do those type of things to the people of Trinidad and Tobago again. So what we want to know is, what is the consequences of that unconstitutional decision that Rowley and them did make back then, locking out the citizens out of the country? We want to know that, right? And I'm calling on John Jeremy, the Honorable Attorney General, to draft legislation if it was something there to lock up some of them politicians, even if it is misbehavior in public office or what. We calling on John Jeremy, the Pitbull. I'm calling on John Jeremy. The Pitbull still alive. The ground reporter is still alive. Captain cut my tongue after no elections at all. There are many other issues that will be coming with. But the main thing is, no politicians, not UNC politicians, not PNM politicians, must ever be able to get away with advantaging the people unconstitutionally and not suffering the consequences state. I'm coming from the Hall of Justice. They must make jail. Politicians must make jail. It must have consequences to the actions. The people that live in the pipeline, what's going on with that whole thing? People get money for arbitration and all kind of thing. Commissioner inquiry and all kind of thing. The family them in their sentient. Where's the situation? The people that say lead them there. That is it. No jail for them. No misbehavior in public office. And it are many more things that I will come with. But for now, Trinidad and Tobago, I really want to know what's your thoughts and if you all agree. And if you all agree, like, share, and let us organize and start to put Trinidad and Tobago back together again in the right way. Justice. We want justice. And what we want is politicians must suffer the consequences of their actions, especially when human beings or human lives have been ripped before them in the future. Look at, for instance, again, the COVID. Real people in Trinidad, you have partners that all their balls swell. Yet I know women that still seeing their period. That monthly is still on them. I know people that suffering with all kind of things since they take that illegal injection. What would we be doing to for the people that the former government forced to take an injection? Force is either they take the injection or no work. What are we going to do about that? You understand? So I call it on the Honorable John Jeremy to put things in place because again, Kamala Prasad says we will live forever. You understand? We know that she will organize and follow rules when it comes to the law and order in Trinidad and Tobago. But we have to make sure, put legislations and put things in place that nobody comes into government and do the people of Trinidad and Tobago what they want.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The Court of Appeal has delivered a landmark ruling on a constitutional challenge arising from the government's 2020 COVID-19 border closure policy.
I feel as though I'm abandoned. I want to come home.
The court unanimously ruled against the state, finding that the Minister of National Security's failure to publicly disclose the criteria for granting exemptions was unconstitutional.
This is an indictment on the government's management of the reopening of the borders. It was the court described it as the epitome of arbitrariness.
Can you elaborate a little bit for us as to what specific legal precedent this sets for constitutional rights, especially as it relates to liberty and freedom of movement in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, well, the genesis of this matter, you may recall, is when during the COVID-19 pandemic, we've closed our borders on a very sudden basis. And whilst that decision would have been understandable at the time, when the decision was made to reopen the borders, the government did not publish any criteria to guide persons who were stranded overseas and desperate to return home as to how they will decide who is going to come home and when. So that meant that there was a secret criteria. The factors that the then Minister Stuart Young was taking into consideration was something that only he alone knew.
I pray day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
And those who are responsible for this travesty of justice, Minister Stuart Young, the then Prime Minister Pitbull, the Minister of Health Terence Dalton, and Dr. Roshan Parasam, Chief Medical Officer, they all together collectively manage this. And today the court has ruled that they violated and breached the citizens' rights, constitutional rights, by having a secret policy that they alone knew how they were managing and what factors they were taking into account. It is a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, quite frankly.
The Court of Appeal has delivered a landmark ruling on a constitutional challenge arising from the government's 2020 COVID-19 border closure policy.
I feel as though I'm abandoned. I want to come home.
The court unanimously ruled against the state, finding that the Minister of National Security's failure to publicly disclose the criteria for granting exemptions was unconstitutional.
This is an indictment on the government's management of the reopening of the borders. It was the court described it as the epitome of arbitrariness.
Can you elaborate a little bit for us as to what specific legal precedent this sets for constitutional rights, especially as it relates to liberty and freedom of movement in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, well, the genesis of this matter, you may recall, is when during the COVID-19 pandemic, we had closed our borders on a very sudden basis. And whilst that decision would have been understandable at the time, when the decision was made to reopen the borders, the government did not publish any criteria to guide persons who were stranded overseas and desperate to return home as to how they will decide who is going to come home and when. So that meant that there was a secret criteria. The factors that the then Minister Stuart Young was taking into consideration was something that only he alone knew.
I pray day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
And those who are responsible for this travesty of justice, Minister Stuart Young, the then Prime Minister Pitbull, the Minister of Health Terrence Dalton, and Dr. Roshan Parasham, Chief Medical Officer, they all together collectively manage this. And today the court has ruled that they violated and breached the citizens' rights, constitutional rights, by having a secret policy that they alone knew how they were managing and what factors they were taking into account. It is a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, quite frankly.
The Court of Appeal has delivered a landmark ruling on a constitutional challenge arising from the government's 2020 COVID-19 border closure policy.
I feel as though I'm abandoned. I want to come home.
The court unanimously ruled against the state, finding that the Minister of National Security's failure to publicly disclose the criteria for granting exemptions was unconstitutional.
This is an indictment on the government's management of the reopening of the borders. It was the court described it as the epitome of arbitrariness.
Can you elaborate a little bit for us as to what specific legal precedent this sets for constitutional rights, especially as it relates to liberty and freedom of movement in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, well, the genesis of this matter, you may recall, is when during the COVID-19 pandemic, we had closed our borders on a very sudden basis. And whilst that decision would have been understandable at the time, when the decision was made to reopen the borders, the government did not publish any criteria to guide persons who were stranded overseas and desperate to return home as to how they will decide who is going to come home and when. So that meant that there was a secret criteria. The factors that the then Minister Stuart Young was taking into consideration was something that only he alone knew.
I pray day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
And those who are responsible for this travesty of justice, Minister Stuart Young, the then Prime Minister Pitbull, the Minister of Health Terrence Dalton, and Dr. Roshan Parasham, Chief Medical Officer, they all together collectively manage this. And today the court has ruled that they violated and breached the citizens' rights, constitutional rights, by having a secret policy that they alone knew how they were managing and what factors they were taking into account. It is a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, quite frankly.
The Court of Appeal has delivered a landmark ruling on a constitutional challenge arising from the government's 2020 COVID-19 border closure policy.
It's monsters. What you gonna be? What you gonna be? It's monsters. What you walking? See that? It's monsters. See that? It's monsters. It's monsters.
Trinidad and Tobago. If you have any family members that suffered that injustice, that unconstitutional injustice that was portrayed by you or your family member back then within the COVID, where there was just a secret list called Jelani. If you is a PNM, that's how it went all you forget about. We must never, ever, ever forget. We must always remember. You wanna get in? Some PNM person named Jelani had a call from you out there to put things in place for you. I needed to play that over and over to get it in your heads. We must never, never, never forget the wickedness, the betrayal, the bullish, the bad mind of the former PNM government, and many of them, they are now in opposition. Some people may tell you forget it. It's the state got to pay the money. So be it. That injustice was perpetrated on you, your family members. Put them in court. It's that. And the ruling of the Privy Council, well, not the Privy Council, but the High Court, where chief judges say that the locking out of people of Trinidad and Tobago was unconstitutional. All they must never, 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 never forget. Never, ever forget. Don't ever forget. And that's why I went out in front of the Hall of Justice. That's why. That's why. And remembering this lady. Hold on, remembering this lady. Many of you forget, eh? That's what I tell all you. Don't ever forget. I want to make sure I just get out. I don't want to play it again. Because I show many of you. All right. Ah, boy. Look, she there. All I can't tell me, all I can't remember this lady at all.
I feel as though I'm abandoned. I want to come home.
The court.
Well, you must remember, I want to sink it in your heads, so you all will urge your family members to go get justice. Remember her?
Was something that only he alone knew.
I prayed day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
And those who are responsible for this travesty of justice. Minister Stuart Young, the then Prime Minister Keith Rowley, the Minister of Health Terence Dalston, and Dr. Roshan Parasham, Chief Medical Officer, they all together collectively managed this. And today the court has ruled that they violated and breached the citizens' rights, constitutional rights, by having a secret policy that they alone knew how they were managing and what factors they were taking into account. It is
That's, and we ain't done. Put the tongue here. The ground report still around. That dancing Indian man that always cussing camera with the AV. Look at the kind of arbitration and money he get. After that, they closed down Petro train. There are many issues that we all will be dealing with. Many cold cases in front of the DPP, cold cases in front of the COP, Commissioner of Police. Now I open the lines to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I ask you all, do you all remember? What's your thoughts on the court's decision? Should politicians make jail and suffer the consequences of their bad decision or their bad actions? Or worse yet, get involved in corruption. To me, that is corruption. Whereby you look at Cummins, the kind of money, how much $100 of millions of dollars Cummins and his wife and daughter they make. Why public servants can't get paid? There is. Why senior citizens never get a raise in pension? Why none of those contracts and all that money that was thrown away never benefited us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago? And to see all of them just going and walk normal, live their life normal, boy. But then let me go in there and thief. Let everybody turn politician and just go in and thief. We know it ain't no jail to make. It ain't no consequences to suffer. How it can be right? That can't be right. They can't continue to do with this thing. We must draft legislations that if it is a politician or a CEO, a permanent sec, or anybody make mistakes to the tune of a certain money, that they must pay back out of their pockets. Or they don't understand what it is going on, boy? Or they really don't understand? I need for you all to understand what's going on. The lines are open for your front burner. Whatever is your front burner. But I just want to hear your thoughts on that the landmark verdict that our constitutional rights was breached. And what you all think we should do about it. Jimmy Ramgrit, a pleasant good morning to you. I'll call you after the program. Javan Beckles. Good morning to you, Javan. Elizabeth Duke, good morning to you. Gail, all of you, a pleasant good morning to you all. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. This is Granny. Boy, God bless you, God bless you, God bless all the boys that's really getting to know what's going on in this country. God has to bless all your boys for standing up for people in this country. God has to bless all you that the elderly could hear something and they could have some courage to live. I call it to tell you, God have to bless all your boys. God bless you this morning so that we can have courage, that we have all the young, good, decent boys to stand up, to say, well, we have all to stand up for we in Trinidad, that we get help that come out in the election, and that we could still get help again. Thanks, and God bless all you.
Thank you very much, Granny. The lines are open, all lines are open. I'm going to take some calls first, then I'm going to organize and play some voice notes. What's on your front burner, Trinidad and Tobago? Today, Monday the 6th of October, 2025. So give me your front burner and give me your thoughts on that landmark verdict by the appeal court, the High Court of Trinidad and Tobago, on the locking out the illegal, unconstitutional lockout of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning to Mickie and Lennox and to everybody. Andy, this COVID thing was terrible for the people in this country. I don't know if you could remember, but it was a gentleman was driving the road highway by the bamboo. He ran off the road and into the fence in the bamboo there. And when the people came out to check the man, he was already dead. And they found on the car seat a card that the man had just took the vaccine. He had just took it. So the man gave out to him and apparently he died. And I know of many people, friends of mine, who took it. And after about 2 years, or a little over 2 years, they ended up with cancer. Stage 4 cancer, right away, bam, they have a name for that. And I don't know if you all remember, it's always good to refresh people's memory. You remember when Rowley said that they must take the vaccine, otherwise they have no jobs? He told the TNTech people they all have to take the vaccine, otherwise they have no jobs. Do you remember, Andy, when you shut down electricity for 12 hours? I mean, we pay for Paul, but Rowley get the message. They all went back to work without no vaccine, right? That is what we had to do. Then the majority of the people have to fight them back. And that is how the people fight them back, right? So it's good to refresh people's memory, Andy. Okay, have a blessed day.
I want each and every one of all you to remember. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning? Go ahead, caller.
Good morning to you, Andy Williams.
Good morning to you, COP.
Good morning. Good morning, Lennox Smith. And good morning, Mickie Kerr. Good morning to all the listeners of the Ground Reporter. We Papa. Andy Williams, Keith Rowley, and the PNM. Keith Rowley only answering the government and the Facebook page. Why they not answering and Ramlo and the High Court? How are they not answering them back? All you break the law, all you deny, infringe on the rights of the citizens of this country. People die. And family members cannot even go to the funeral up to now. Up to now. They don't know what happened to the loved one. Where you bury them, where you burn them, what happened to them. All the infringe on people's rights. People wanted to come home. Penelope Beckers. People wanted to come home. Crying, stranded in the streets. In New York City and all over the Caribbean, all over the country. Stranded. End up vagrant. While all was eating happy and living fancy life. It's sad to see that they outside comfortable still and no handcuff on them. Keith Rowley, Paris Ram.
That is my issue, boy. It's COP, boy. How come people so long say it's a government person or a big business person? How come there's no law for you? How come you could kill people? How come the court could deem you do something unconstitutional, infringe on people's rights, and you could just walk, live normal, live free, and don't have to suffer the consequences of your actions and feel the pain of those family members what I was feeling back then, boy? Look how that woman was bawling there. You telling me, Stewart, Parasharam, this next fool, what your name? Dial Singh.
Stuart Young and Dial Singh.
You telling me them?
And Fitzgerald Hines.
All them out here normal still, boy? Well, then if I want to be a real criminal, well then I need to be a politician, boy. Because I can do people what I want. And no law could do me nothing, boy. And that is why we need constitutional reform. We must put things in place. That politicians...
Andy Williams.
Go ahead, COP.
Andy Williams, when people was crying and bawling to come home, frightened, they was frightened because people was dying all over the world. They was frightened. When them person who do get a pass and test and swab and realize what I declared and end that JFK airport to come Trinidad, the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago still apply brutal force on these people and them and say they had to go through 14 days quarantine again. Still could not meet the loved ones.
Wait, I forget all of that, boy. Talk to your people.
Family members was to pay the penalty. They was to pay for them too, you know. It was no cost on the government, you know. Family members have to buy food for them. Family members have to buy masks for them. Family members have to do everything for them, you know. And Keith Rowley, Paris Ram, that next minister, call his name.
Dial Singh.
And Stuart Young and them was bringing in their friends and family and their business people. Even Delcy and them get to come in here in this country. And the Venezuelan team. Why is the citizens of this country was denied from their own country, who was paying tax for Keith Rowley and the housing and them to get paid? Why is always drawing people's salary? Always denying them entry in their own country? And all they say, all was working on behalf of the citizens of this country. Hear what the lady said? The lady said, all they breaking them down. Mentally, silently, all they doing them, all they breaking them down. And it's not just that lady alone. There were hundreds. The most amount of citizens of this country become vagrants in the city of Port of Spain for that COVID time. When Dialsing passed in Bayalara Promenade and see the people them struggling to survive and can't buy a mask, he said 2 tears fall out of his eye because he see a set of people breaking the law and not even wearing a mask. And then he didn't draw this government attention and say, hey, look how much people on the streets. We have to find a way to represent them, assist them, and take care of the needs so that we don't know where they're sleeping tonight. Tears come out of your eye because they didn't have a mask. And those citizens of this country were struggling to survive. Keith Rowley administration did that. Why Keith Rowley don't answer back the High Court? You want to make confusion among Venezuela and Trinidad. Silently, you want to bring down Penelope Beckers because they say you have a B team. It's an A team and a B team in the PNM. That is the confusion you're creating. Why is you leave? Why is you abandon the country and go to mine goat and sheep and fight for half of Tobago land? That is what you abandon the citizens of this country for after you brutally suffer us. You abandon the country and go on to see about goat and sheep and can't leave the people of Trinidad and Tobago alone. Answer Anand Ramlogan and answer the High Court. Honorable Prime Minister and Attorney General, if the court say these people and them abuse people's human rights, citizens of this country human rights, take action. The same way they lock up Anand Ramlogan and they could not find nothing. They could not find nothing. They try to break his confidence. But that make him stronger. It is 10 times worse what the PNM inflict upon the citizens of this country. Take action, Attorney General. Thank you, Andy Williams, and listeners of the Ground Report.
Good morning. Good morning to the Ground Report family.
Good morning, Pastor
Lennox
John.
and Mickie, Kerr, wherever you are. Good morning. Blessings to you all. I have never seen a period in the history of Trinidad and Tobago where people were so small-minded and so myopic. At a time where our minds ought to be open and you know, we sit on a global stage and we're on the brink of great things. We're on the brink of the opening of the oil refinery. We received all these prosthetic limbs and stuff that so many people, I brought tears to my eyes to see men and women and children, you know, at least giving, having that opportunity to move and to walk around almost as normal, you know. To see the ties that we've made, the $90-something million grant we got from China, to see things happening, and yet when you look, you see a very small-minded 1% owned media that is trying to provoke some kind of animosity between Venezuela and Trinidad, and to see so many people falling for it, to see even the PNM with a lot of false narratives, you know. I lost respect for Penelope Beckers years ago, since COVID, when she came in a Saturday, did not go for quarantine and went straight for screening the Sunday for elections and stuff. And I'm saying, you know, they have no standards. And from that day, I lost respect for her, honestly. I thought Stuart Young was behaving a little mature when I wasn't hearing from him for a while. Then to hear him open his mouth and to see all that garbage coming out, you know. Well, Faris Al-Rawi, his back is in a corner. He can't say much now. But you see this level of myopia, small-mindedness in this country at such a time like this. Man, let's support the government of the day. Things are happening. Trinidad and Tobago is on the brink of greatness. The amount of, she had her general conversations and meetings in the United Nations General Assembly recently, but there were so many one-on-one bilateral talks and agreements, that came out, and to see that she and Rubio and they could sit down and revive the Dragon Gas deal, I'm sure it would be, done very much differently than the other government was doing it and stuff, and I would love to see the gas while coming. I'd love to see the what comes to the population, being offered at a more affordable price, which I think could happen. And I know this government will reduce the price of fuel at the pumps and all this kind of stuff like that. We're on the brink of great things. Why is the media pressing? When is the budget? When is the budget? Oh gosh, when is the budget? The woman will announce the budget. The Minister of Finance will announce the budget. Why are you pressing for a budget for? The thing about it is when PNM was in power, people feared budgets. People feared budget day, and people went the day before, buy up gas, buy up all this kind of thing. And now people are just relaxed because they know this is going to be a good budget, And when I hear Anisette and a lot of people saying the government must do this and must do that, if you look at the history of the UNC under Kamala for the last 5 years and even previous UNC governments, you will see that all of their budgets were people-centered. They are the only government that actually decreased food prices. Come on, man. Come on. We could do better than that as a nation, man. God bless Trinidad and Tobago.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning, Andy. Good morning. Andy, we got to start talking about positive things about the government. Positive things. Look at the link. All of those positive, those legs. What the government did out. The school or the factory in the bill.
Raj, please don't tell me how to conduct my program. Please. So we're saying, don't talk about what the wickedness that was done for us. The High Court ruling stating that the people in Trinidad and Tobago was unconstitutionally advantaged and that the government was wrong. Don't let the people know to see if they could organize and get justice. Put them in court. Don't talk about that. Go and talk about protesting lens. Them thing go talk, other people go talk that. I throw out something, I never tell nobody that I talk about why I throw out, I put out what is my agenda. I put out what I am looking at, such as jail for politicians, constitutional reform, and many other things. How dare you come to tell me that this is you, that real people suffered based on the decisions of the former government? That I mustn't look at that. Don't talk about that. And look at what you tell me. When you call in and you give your contribution to what you want to talk about. Call in, send a message. Hey, I want to say thumbs up to the government for the protected lens and all the various good news. You do that. But don't tell me what I have to do. Thank you respectfully.
Bang, bang, bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh Lord.
No! So again, saying you are so correct. That is the last text that we get there. Yes, the program is an open forum. I always say, what's on your front burner? What's supposed to make news that you believe not making news? Not everything I will know, or Lennox will know, or Mickie will know. Please get in and raise what's your front burner, what's your issue, right here on the Ground Report. But don't ever call this program and tell me how to conduct it. Or come and sit down in the seat.
Bang, 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 bang.
This man telling me that this is not an important issue that need to be raised by? Nah, boy, I gotta go back there. You come and raise about the legs. Eh? What you telling me about? Nah, I gotta go back to this very, 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 very important, real important issue, boy. Yeah, there's my front burner. Where's yours? You throw it out. It's up to people if they want to run with my front burner or not. You could throw about the prosthetic legs and all those good things that really happen. And that people will talk about it and they will comment on it too. That is facts. Somebody might throw out something that we know going over the weekend. And somebody will talk on that too. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. Rajan, stop it. Please. Orlando, call in, give your contribution. You raise your front burner. Don't tell me or instruct me to raise your front burner for you. We throw out each other's front burners. What is front burners for each other? And it's up to the program. That's what made the program great. To go, people will pick up on what front burner they feel important to them. They come like you saying there right now. The people that get locked out, the people that died, the people that this, the people that. Here it is. Don't talk about that. Don't keep it in the minds of the government that they must draft legislations, put things in place that politicians must suffer the consequences of their actions. And that let me talk about what you want me to talk about alone. It don't work so. It don't work so. Let me go back to what is very, very important to some people, including myself. He will organize and bring what is important to him. Simple. What is important to you? Bring it on. Nobody ain't stopping you. Let me bring on what is important to me. I never forget this. Never. Never, never.
The Court of Appeal has delivered a landmark ruling on a constitutional challenge arising from the government's 2020 COVID-19 border closure policy.
I feel as though I'm abandoned. I want to come home.
The court unanimously ruled against the state, finding that the Minister of National Security's failure to publicly disclose the criteria for granting exemptions was unconstitutional.
This is an indictment on the government's management of the reopening of the borders. It was the court described it as the epitome of arbitrariness.
Can you elaborate a little bit for us as to what specific legal precedent this sets for constitutional rights, especially as it relates to liberty and freedom of movement in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, well, the genesis of this matter, you may recall, is when during the COVID-19 pandemic, we had closed our borders on a very sudden basis. And whilst that decision would have been understandable at the time, when the decision was made to reopen the borders, the government did not publish any criteria to guide persons who were stranded overseas and desperate to return home as to how they will decide who is going to come home and when. So that meant that there was a secret criteria. The factors that the then Minister Stuart Young was taking into consideration was something that only he alone knew.
I pray day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
And those who are responsible for this travesty of justice, Minister Stuart Young, the then Prime Minister Pete Rowley, the Minister of Health Terence Dalston, and Dr. Roshan Parasam, Chief Medical Officer, they all together collectively managed this. And today the court has ruled that they violated and breached the citizens' rights, constitutional rights, by having a secret policy that they alone knew how they were managing and what factors they were taking into account. It is a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, quite frankly.
Man, pull out back to the beat, my what?
Yeah. So the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. Yes. And that is what made me, honestly, went at the Hall of Justice after hearing that verdict, that very, 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 very important verdict by the Court of Appeal. That is what made me. This is what made me did this.
Radio. Rah. The talk all over the places, the Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. Trinidad and Tobago.
That is what made me do this.
Yours truly, the Pitbull radio. Rah. The talk all over the places, the Pitbull tongue cut. That since the elections, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. Since April 28th of 2025, they ain't hearing the Pitbull. But I come out to say, look my tongue, nobody cut my tongue. Here is the issues, and some of the issues I'll be raising very soon. I'm just giving the government time to settle down the godly Prime Minister. It are issues such as that have to raise the government respond to COVID and over 5,000 people dead. It are issues such as if the Court of Appeal, the High Court states that the Dr. Christopher Rowley locking out of citizens was unconstitutional. And my issues, and that's why I come in front of the Hall of Justice. I come to the front of the Hall of Justice for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the divers that died in the pipelines. What about all of that? AV drilling, the arbitration for AV drilling, that Indian man that always coming on, drunk and whining and tinging and cussing Kamala Prasad Bisesa. All them things we had to look at. We had to look at the Nikon whole issue where government pump real money into that Nikon thing, a private institution. We want to know about all of that. It are real things that we had to go. So what? The Pitbull tongue ain't cut at all. What I want to deal with today is, honestly, is the issue of, I want to know if you all will agree with me or not, consequences to politicians' actions. What would be the consequence to the actions of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Stuart Young and them, the former PNM regime, when they lock out citizens? Some citizens had caught to attend. Some citizens, their parents and family members died, and they're just trying to come home. to go attend funeral and thing and was locked out of the country. Till Barbados had to organize and take some of we people. While you call Jelani, you call Jelani, and it's only people who had PNM cards could have get into the country. How is that? How is that? You imagine that. Dog get to come in. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, daughter, son-in-law, and a whole band of the friends get to come in to celebrate some birthday party or some kind of bacchanal thing. All of that went on. And now the Court of Appeal, the High Court is saying that that was unconstitutional. What is the consequences for politicians, even the UNC? We don't want no politician, not no PNM politician, not no UNC politician to ever do those type of things to the people of Trinidad and Tobago again. So what we want to know is, what is the consequences of that unconstitutional decision that Rowley and them did make back then, locking out the citizens out of the country? We want to know that, right? And I'm calling on John Jeremy, the Honorable Attorney General, to draft legislation if it was something there to lock up some of them politicians, even if it is misbehavior in public office or what. We calling on John Jeremy, the Pitbull. I'm calling on John Jeremy. The Pitbull still alive. The ground reporter is still alive. Captain cut my tongue after no elections at all. There are many other issues that will be coming with. But the main thing is, no politicians, not UNC politicians, not PNM politicians, must ever be able to get away with advantaging the people unconstitutionally and not suffering the consequences state. I'm coming from the whole of justice. They must make jail. Politicians must make jail. It must have consequences to the actions. The people that live in the pipeline, what's going on with that whole thing? People get money for arbitration and all kind of thing. Commission inquiry and all kind of thing. The family them in get sent yet. Where's the situation? The people that say lead them there, that is it. No jail for them. No misbehavior in public office. And it are many more things that I will come with. But for now, Trinidad and Tobago, I really want to know what's your thoughts and if you all agree. And if you all agree, like, share, and let us organize and start to put Trinidad and Tobago back together again in the right way. Justice. Justice. We want justice. We want justice. And what we want is politicians must suffer the consequences of their actions, especially when human beings or human lives have been ripped before them in the future. Look at, for instance, again, the COVID. Real people in Trinidad, you have partners that all their balls swell. I know women that still see the period. That monthly is still on them. I know people that suffering with all kind of things since they take that illegal injection. What would we be doing for the people that the former government forced to take an injection? Force is either they take the injection or no work. What are we going to do about that? You understand? So I'm calling on the Honorable John Jeremy to put things in place, because again, Kamala Persad will live forever. You understand? We know that she will organize and follow rules when it comes to the law and order in Trinidad and Tobago. But we have to make sure, put legislations and put things in place that nobody comes into government and do the people of Trinidad and Tobago what they want.
So understand, Trinidad and Tobago, the importance. So I felt very insulted by Orlando telling me he don't want to hear about this. I went out this Friday after that landmark verdict, asking for justice for you, your family members, for all of us, to make sure that no politicians must come in power and do it what Dr. Rowley them do us all. I have confidence that I am worried right now because Kamala Persad Bisesa is a woman of honor. She will follow rules, the laws. But today or tomorrow, if the honorable lady, God forbid, close her eyes, are we putting our marbles, our bearings on anybody else coming in there and being as genuine as Kamala Persad Bisesa? To as human. And we the people of Trinidad and Tobago cannot take chances in that way again. While we have a slight majority, we must organize and try to see how we could organize and put legislations in place. Look how much money Cummins and the family make. Look how people are forced to take injection. Look how people died on the hands. Look how people are lock out. Look how people are bullied. Look how people get injustice by the former government. Now in a position. And them could just live their life, travel, go away, go lime, drink all kind of nice thing, eat all kind of nice food, buy all kind of expensive cars, buy all kind of business, make sure their family members and grandchildren and children, everybody all right, and no consequences to their actions, boy. Do we want Trinidad and Tobago to continue going down that way? This is my front burner. This is a very, very important front burner. It's a front burner to make sure that nobody ever come in power and do to what Rowley them do to we boy. Oh God, that was wicked. So I'm hoping while they're there, because the PNM will never do it, there's always a UNC government to put things in place to stop the government from advantaging people. There's a UNC government put the legislation in place, the procurement legislation. There's a UNC government put the freedom of information. PNM don't like them kind of thing. And it will be a UNC government putting in place legislations to make sure that politicians suffer the consequences of their actions, of their decisions, whether it's in their pocket or by jail. That a CEO, a permanent sec, a chairman, all of them who have the power to spend with money when they make daughters decisions that cost us, that them decisions, they wouldn't make them decisions in their own business, but they're making it be based on corrupt deals and undermining of we the citizens to fire sale we think on them. That if it is, they make a mistake, if they make a mistake with a certain amount of money, they pay back. And if they go over a certain amount of money, they make a jail for it, or don't take the position. We had to go through to see where they had to prove what made them make a stupid decision so. And they had to bring all their studies that they went and they check here, there, like like what went on with the World GTL plant, with the World GTL. That was the downfall that Petitrin was plusing. That's why Petitrin ended up closing down. Malcolm Jones and them pump that kind of money. On a failed project that everybody they don't tell them that it wouldn't have worked. Then the same PNM government come through their partners and buy the World GTL, name it Nikon. And the government send all kind of gas to Nikon, all kind of money. Money was spent. Our local banks lend them money that they can't get back because like Nikon on receivership now, it closed down. All the time they know is scrap iron. Millions of dollars. Republic Bank First Citizen them, get them people and them. And I said, you know, all our money lost. But pensioners didn't get a raise. Public servants didn't get a raise. And Rowley, Stuart Young, and all of them who pilfer out this country just out here free, boy. But then best I turn politician and go and thief, kill people, do what I want, because I know it's not going to have no consequences to my actions. And all I'm asking and advocating for and will continue to advocate for is that politicians suffer the consequences. And now see my co-host as I move this thing in front of the screen. That politicians suffer the consequences to their actions. So when somebody call me and tell me they don't want to hear that, and they want to hear about prosthetic legs, nobody went out to begin with that. If it had legislations in place and we're asking for that people had to suffer for the consequences of their actions. All that money went up because they know that I had to suffer for the consequences of their actions. So we don't have the money to give the people their own legs, we don't buy it. We went out to beg for it. Some of the things that we had to beg for in order to fix Trinidad and Tobago and had to get donated. If people ain't throwing away with money, we could do it ourselves. And somebody want to tell me that my issue, they don't want to hear that, don't talk that. Come, let me talk about good news, protected legs. Man, you come in politicking on serious thing, Dread boy, Orlando boy. I on serious thing, people, family members died. Some of the bad decisions of the government cost us billions of dollars. They crashed the country. And I'm asking for justice. And you coming wrong me with that kind of talk. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. What is the importance of that milestone again? Decision by the High Court and the issues in which I raise, whereby we supposed to start. I hear no feedback, eh? We supposed to start. Yeah, again, no serious feedback. I hear myself. Where we supposed to start? Oh, under this UNC government, they had to organize and put legislations in place. They had to do it to make sure that people suffer the consequences of their actions. They must. Still getting a slight feedback, eh? I don't know waiting. They have to. Right is right, put laws in place. If a permanent sec Lennox Smith make a bad decision, and when we do go through how they go about that decision, it's not legitimate because they didn't do the research accordingly. That a base amount of money they must pay back in their own pocket. Am I wrong for asking for that? CEOs of companies that throw away money like Carl, and all of them, look what they do with the money. Look what all some of them state companies doing with the money. At a time that the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago, that those supposed to boss, Lennox Smith, you talk about it. It boss. It didn't make no money a year. The AV drilling arbitration, where that man get back money, $100 million, plus get back in fields. But nobody in some of the consequences, where it have evidence of water for oil and all them things. Man, Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. It's all about, in my book, I fighting for genuine thing that will make sure things never happen again. Whereas if we don't fight for this, well then we're gonna have to continue talking about, look, we get donation of prosthetic legs. And look, a board coming with doctors. That medal winner, Tabakit, go there to get seen about. The healthcare system will remain in a mess. If we don't deal with what I'm asking for, the good news will be like Orlando want to advocate. Where we all will be beg, all who donate. When if we deal with the issues, deal with the cut or the virus that causing all of this, we won't have to be getting all these kind of bacchanal. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear now?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Pleasant good morning to all and sundry as well. Whether you are in Trinidad, East, West, North, South, Central, or French and Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the worldwide web, President to you. Yes, indeed. Well, the first thing came to my mind, and I saw that you were extremely fervent, and you are tenacious in terms of the protection, really, of democracy, and that there is two major cliches, or should I say, not idiom, but maxims that reflects your your position on the whole question of our democracy. Democracy requires eternal vigilance. Unless you deteriorate into a savage state, you deteriorate into arbitrary rule. And we saw that under Rowley, and there's another cliche as well, or another maxim that reflects what you are focusing upon at this point in time, which is of paramount importance. Let me repeat, of paramount importance. I think it was a former President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, when he said that there is a duty of every successive generation to make certain that democracy and the undermining in particular of it does not happen. Otherwise, you live to see situations as how Germany became under Hitler and the triggering of a whole war which became the Second World War. So understand the long term and the ultimate reasoning for this disposition, not just of Andy per se, but it has always been a major plank of the ground report. It is not by accident. Let me repeat, it is not by accident. We had pushback 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It was not by accident either. And in defense of our democracy, we were prepared and did in fact get tear gassed. And you cannot forget that we were also held, jailed, not jailed in the formal sense of being at any one of the major polling institutions such as Golden Grove or Frederick Street, but certainly in police stations. Some 32, I say of us, even though I wasn't included, but because I was part and parcel of the organizing and I was part of one of those who were called and they were searching for. Mickie got detained. A member of this team, Mickie got detained. And it's a good thing I didn't get detained, nor Andy, because we were able, of course, to find resources in order to find bail for all to the subject except one who had a previous matter. That is what we are talking about here. There can be nothing more serious than that. If you do not be vigilant in the protection of your democracy, then tyranny, evil, despotism, and of course all of the actions that were taken, anti-democratic actions that were taken by the Rowley PNM administration and the efforts of the opposition, because Hitler was in opposition, and he gave all kinds of fancy talk about protecting, of course, the rights of the workers, etc., as we are seeing these are people doing today. Are talking about, of course, Penelope Beckles and her additional 12. So let us be clear here. When we take a position, it may not be seen immediately, but people with vision, they call it precocious, meaning that it may be something before its time. And in the fullness of time and the execution thereof, you will see it as we have seen. And that is why the PNM is where they are today, and that is why the UNC and the coalition of interest is where they are today in government, because you have seen it. To relapse and to believe that you can now be complacent. No. And especially in circumstances where the PNM is attempting, of course, to engage in some kind of self-righteous indignation and, of course, exhibiting a colossal, what I consider to be infection that the psychologists and the sociologists may call from time to time a state where they are in total illusion and believing that somehow the population must forget all their iniquities and suddenly just gravitate to them as if they are ones to be trusted, and as if that which they subjected Trinidad and Tobago to between 2015 and the 28th of April did not exist. No, we have a duty and responsibility. And therefore, Andy is correct, and he has the full backing of the team to pursue that course of action. The PNM has the moral, ethical, and other rights to talk about concern for workers. It was Dr. Rowley, in spite of his, what I consider to be false and deceptive narrations, as we have seen on so many other times, beginning with that false concoction of emails. It's he who coined a term. Don't forget, he said the government of the day did not interfere with any government gazetted workers. Where do you think he really said? Where do you think he really meant? Where do you think he really meant? He is saying that the gazetted workers, the workers that are connected to their labor organization, the PSA, but everybody else could have been dismissed. Nothing different to the contrary position they are taking today, because contracted workers, as their contracts came to an end, then were asked to leave, to go. Well, here it is in the Ministry of Sports. A similar situation has occurred where temporary workers have come to the end of their contracts, and the PNM now is asking them to remain or making some kind of public spat about the whole situation. You cannot have it, meaning that have your cake and eat it. You cannot ask others to do that which you are not prepared to do when you had the opportunity and claim self-righteous indignation. I say that the PNM is guilty, as Andy rightly has said, of despotic behavior, of anti-constitutional conduct, the abuse of office, the malicious and even victimization of citizens, particularly those that may be considered their political enemies. And if we had allowed that to continue, you and I, beyond the 28th of April, we would have ate the bread that the devil needs. Let us not waste time. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. And so, anybody who has a different view, I say you keep it to yourself. It will have no traction and no validity on the ground report. We have suffered. We have carried the democratic mantle and baton to this stage, and we will continue to do so into perpetuity, because without that, then the equilibrium, the equity in the society, the reasonable distribution based on merit, and all of the considerations, including that of, and the PNM has a tendency to talk about populist statement and populist action. So when they're talking now, it's not populist. When they say they love the CPEP workers and the URP, and of course the forestry workers, it's not a populist statement. Populists mean that something that it will make somebody like you. They say that because they want the people to like them, but that is not populist. But when the UNC takes a position on a particular matter, whether it be to look at the expansion of the Children's Life Fund, for example, as has happened, that is populist. That is populist. When the UNC, in the interest of the overall population, align itself to the position where vicariously we are not expected to expend any very rare and very not available resources to deal with our maritime situation, contraband, and the drugs and guns remaining here in Trinidad, and the Americans do it utilizing their mammoth resource. Some people are saying that of course, we are acting out of our interests, and therefore the country is running not the country, but the region is running the risk of being a zone of non-peace, a zone of belligerence, a zone of bellicose language. Well, if that is the case, and if it's that you have to do in order to make certain that Trinidad and Tobago does not find itself having to expend limited resources, limited foreign exchange on purchasing more boats to man our borders and to maintain those expensive boats that we had bought that was not used by the PNM. Instead, of course, they orchestrated a mechanism where it would not have been used, not even for fuel from our understanding. And then, of course, expose us to all kinds of foreign incursions, not necessarily military, well, not military, but certainly by those persons who are engaged in the drug trade and utilizing our waters and our borders in order to, of course, apply that, whether going to the United States or staying here in the Caribbean. Doesn't matter. The fact is that it was a prudent position in Trinidad and Tobago's interest for the Prime Minister to make the whole world understand, and especially the United States, thank you for saving us all that money that we would have had ourselves. And the repercussions would have been so enormous that not only would these contraband remain here, but having remained here would have escalated our crime situation by way of murders with the use of illegal guns and the proliferation of drugs in the society. And I am saying so because there is good evidence. And the recent statistics on murders show that we are only, I think, 275, and we only have about 2 more months left in the year. 275. A huge reduction from 600 and counting. And at the beginning of this year, there was an estimate of over 700 and counting, because the murders started with a bang. And today we are talking about, yes, we have 2 SOEs, I suppose, one under the PNM, and of course we have a current one. And the argument may well be that is a major factor in causing the drastic reduction. But the SOE will come to an end, and the UNC will have gotten a fresh start beginning with the new year. Because by any stretch of the imagination, one can also see that because of the transition from a PNM dominated, overpowering, and what I consider record-breaking consistency since it came into office in 2015 of murders, then one can safely assume that a fresh start will be, let's say, from January next year, and therefore when the UNC coalition of interests will be firmly in charge, and then we will check and see by December of next year what the position is. But kudos for the government for making certain that the murderous spree and in the process as well have, when the post SOE would have arrived, would manifest itself, that will have, of course, legislation such as the Stand Your Ground legislation to further dampen the increase, or put another way, to further increase the decrease in, of course, murders in this country. So I say, damn those who feel that this is an unimportant mission and issue. We have been there, they have not been. We have been in the center of protecting our democracy against Rowley and the PNM and Stuart Young and of course, Penelope Beckles and others as we are engaged at this point in time. And I want to say, of course, to you, Andy, congratulations. I don't know if you have any questions for me. Other than that, in that vein, I will just want to, of course, make a reference that I took note of. And you know, we work by serendipity, we work by divine intervention, because I was taking note on the question of job losses and the hypocrisy of the current PNM in terms of its strident love sudden for the CPEP workers, which in fact we know is really love for the contractors who they for political reasons they extended their contractual obligations, as the case may be, or their contracts, but love the workers who will be connected to those contractors. And of course, whether it be 10,000, whether it be more than that, is irrelevant. But I want to tell you that there are several headlines in 2019. Take note. 2019. And listen to this. I think this would have been in the Newsday. 2019. PM Rowley, therefore, is saying this: we did not lay off a single gazetted worker. In other words, only contracted workers were laid off. You know what I say? The hypocrisy of these people. They have no moral and ethical right to be speaking. They should be waiting, of course, for blue lights and silver bracelets, as far as I am concerned, for what they have done to the people, quite apart from the specific issue raised by Andy in terms of the appeal court decision, saying categorically and without contradiction that the citizens' constitutional right to be in their country and to get back into their country of birth, if they are outside, irregardless of the circumstance, have been infringed, not for the first time, by the PNM. And I want to tell you as well, not only was that situation the consequence of an opportunity for evil doers and administrators under Rowley, while the PNM was in government, but this is a 2019 article. So by 2020, when that situation as far as COVID is concerned, remember Stuart Young is saying that they were They were protecting people. They were saving people. Remember in 2019, in 2020, in fact, this article is October 2019. So Carnival would have been in the air all that time, and they were being warned by the then opposition under Kamala Prasad. But let us have a conversation utilizing the parliament and, of course, a parliamentary authority to at least debate the matter on the adjournment, and it was never entertained. But I ain't going there. That's not the point I want to make. The point I want to make that as further infringement as an opportunity to use COVID that eventually came in 2020 to undermine the Constitution and our rights as citizens. They then use COVID again to stay in government, to have an election where Rowley determined that there must be no foreign observers. Notice that. Use it. No foreign observers. But it gets even worse in terms of the dictatorial epoch that the Rowley-led PNM administration used to infringe our constitutional rights. Because up to now, we have been saying then, and we continue to say until they could prove otherwise, and I'm sure the budget will give us some idea. Over $22 billion was used to say that they're protecting us as well. And they have not been able to account for it. We only reached just about $1 billion. It's worth probably just around that as well. But they could have never go beyond $1 billion. And when they were asked what the Heritage and Civilization money was used for in terms of specificity, because it was partially at least to use in those what I consider the treacherous times, both for the population in terms of its health and exposure to COVID, and of course the economy and its deterioration. They simply say that it was after giving us reasons why they would have wanted the money. After giving us reasons why they wanted the money, when they would have gotten it, the opposition having, of course, out of an abundance of concern for the population, would have agreed. So they can't say that the UNC did not want the population to be protected, because clearly what they were saying is that the population needs to be protected, and therefore they went into the Heritage and Civilization Fund. But the only problem here, the irony is that when they were called upon after gotten it and probably spending the money, all Imbert will tell us is that it went into the consolidated fund. And when they were asked for specificity, exactly where, what portion of the money went where, he was not prepared to say. And that was a PNM government. So they have the audacity and the temerity, the gall and the effrontery to claim that somehow the present administration, having been, of course, subjected to a situation where, and I agree with the term, when it is said that even the fumes they use, and why it is rational to draw that conclusion. Why? Because in 2015, Rowley, the PNM, Imbert and they met over 12 billion US in reserves. Let me repeat. In 2015, when Rowley and they came into office, questionably, I must say, they met over 12. They would talk that, you know. No, to remember that. That is why Andy is so passionate that we remember these things. Over 12 billion in reserves. I can't wait to hear, because my estimate is what Anna was telling us when they demitted office. By the time they demitted office just this year, on the 20th of April, that same reserve that they met in 2015, that was 12 billion US dollars, they were talking about 6.5 billion by the time the 28th of April reached, and they were kicked out of office by you and I. I was saying then that it is more like 3 to 4 billion 3 to 4 billion. I want to hear what the minister.
The use out all. It's all the use out,
Lennox
Lennox.
will be saying now. Yes, man. Yeah. So anything that you want me to add, and of course we are open up. I know that you would intervene once a caller wants to get in. So I assume that the callers see the validity in, of course, reinforcing what you have said, but expanding it a bit to show total dictatorial and autocratic tendency by the PNM, and the engaged in this self-righteous indignation, pretending that they are not what we know they are, in order to get back into office to do us harm.
As we say, Lennox Smith, I congratulate the government, this new government, for getting prosthetic legs, for getting the board to come in and deal with our citizens in the healthcare sector, for putting all that they put in place, the Children Life Fund, axing the tax, property tax, and all the different things. I commend this government in every single way. But I can't come to talk about things that we had to beg for when we as a country could have done that on our own. Had people not do all this wrong, and we wanting to put things in place to make sure people suffer the consequences of their actions. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope you all understand. Again, what's on your front burner, it ought to be we own. What's supposed to make news that not making news, you'd rather go in redirection. The lines are open to you. Let me get you the numbers: 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call or send your WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. I'll put back on the internet, on the WhatsApp, so some of you might be sending and seeing one tick. Now I'll just take it off for when we have things where people will call and disturb. Right, so you all will get through there now. And although I am out here talking, I'm not well enough. I'm not 100 enough yet. I'm about 75. I'm not well enough. Straight talking.
We have a commitment. That is what this is all about.
Commitment.
Yeah.
I want a bag of tablets, straight out, But coming out here with the commitment for we to do the right thing, and when I'm out here, I feel much better than when I just not on the program. I supposed to be resting, by straight talk, resting still. Man, the line's open, yes? Oh, God.
But we hired people and talking about not a single gazetted worker. Every single contracted worker was off, as they are complaining about now. And yet another cliche he used again: we have to break some eggs. Referring again to CPEP and UFP workers and petroleum workers. They have to break some eggs. What he meant by that? He had to lay off for people from petroleum, lay off for people from the government service in terms of contracted workers. And don't get me vexed, because we have the articles that we could read, paragraphs from, to let you understand the level of hypocrisy and the self-righteous sudden indignation and intolerance of the evil that they would have perpetrated, the PNM, that is, between 2015 and the 28th of April this year.
Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Andy, I listened very well this morning. And you see, anything with the Constitution that could affect any government will not be changed. We talk about even the proportional representation. You see, no government will want to take that because it will affect them as well. Anything that will affect them as well, they will not be changed. We will talk from now till they will not change it, especially when it comes to corruption. All parties just end up in corruption. They may not be able to prove it, but they just have corruption in it. Anything to deal with their finances, to hamper their finances, they're not changing it. So all we could talk from now till...
Alright, so let me ask something. Knowing that you saying all of that, I don't believe that they wouldn't go ever, because the Freedom of Information Nobody would have thought that the government would have given the population the opportunity to do so, and UNC changed it. So you don't know. What we're not saying that I can say it will change when it will change. What I'm advocating for is the right thing. We need to put legislation in place for this. We need to put it so in that way nobody, not UNC, not PNM or nobody, must not come into power and do what we want.
That is correct.
At this point in time, I know Kamala Prasad is a very strong woman. She's a woman in breaking the laws and the this and the that and whatever. But today or tomorrow, for God forbid she close she eye. Who coming upon us? We don't know.
You don't know. That is true.
So we have to advocate.
And therefore, whilst I understand the caller's position, that it's human beings you are dealing with, they will find ways and means. But as you close the obvious gaps, whether it be through the Freedom of Information Act, whether it be the one that addresses discrimination and therefore you cannot be biased, or the population has a recourse, or whether it is Integrity in Public Life Act, or whether it is the procurement regulations and the Consequential Act, at least you are seeing signs of that happening. It does not mean that you will totally eradicate that. And I want to tell him on the question of proportional representation, while there may be no indication or support for it from the PNM perspective, because the UNC has not said that, but what we have seen is that the UNC was prepared to engage in some kind of what I consider to be, I don't want to use the word amorphous, but certainly a certain kind of hybrid, if you want to call that, proportional representation, when they encourage other parties to come into an election arrangement with them. It means that therefore other interests was accommodated, because that is what proportional representation is all about, trying to get the widest possible participation through the multiple interests that a society may have. And so again, the UNC is at the forefront of at least trying to get some kind of proportional representation going by the only mass party of the two major parties that have been so engaged. The other party is simply uni and simply self-serving, and of course winner take all, and they take all to the point of being dictatorial, and that is something we cannot countenance in this country again. Go ahead, my friend.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from, and what's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Andy, morning, Felix.
Go ahead,
I only hope
Felix.
you're taking your rest. You're taking your rest and you're taking your vitamins and come back fighting. Yeah, Andy, did you watch the video was sent for you when we talk about Friday?
Yes, but you go ahead.
Yeah, but I want to know what you think about it.
Go ahead, Felix. I'm eating right now. I gotta take some tablet. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, watch it and make a comment on it. So I go, yeah. All right, we go talk again.
Thank you. Next caller.
Will anybody tell Trump that not all of the boats is drug boats? Some of them are migrants. I mean, somebody gotta say something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, have a blessed day, my big brother.
Somebody I'm trying to pay for a fool, you know. Yeah, somebody I'm trying to pay for a fool. Listen to this video. Only listen to this video and tell me who trying to take us for fools.
This government not going to call no budget date, you know. They waiting for America to put themselves down inside of it to call a budget date. Because they know, this government know they cannot deliver They cannot deliver on that 10%, and they cannot deliver on certain things that they were promised in the election. They just waited for America to invade, to call budget day. That is what they're doing. And now you see all this suffering, this mini suffering, you see everybody going through. They rather let us go through that. Because the intentions were true from the beginning when they say party before country.
But them people, talking. Yeah.
And something else I remembered. At the COVID time, the World Health Organization plus United States were saying, all countries, the more COVID death you have in your country, the more you get is $15 million US each country got. And Trinidad got 15 million, I understand. That's what I understand. And we here, we died from certain things, but they were saying it's COVID. And I would draw a reference, not a reference to something happened here. Because I will call you guy name because he announced it on his program on the TV. He said it. You're going to the hospital with some kind of disease or some sickness or some kind of virus or not COVID. You die from it. You die from your heart. On the death certificate, they put COVID to make up the amount they want for their money. Stephen Reyes' aunt was a person who suffered with her kidney for years. He said she used to go for dialysis. She went for dialysis in the hospital that day and the machine was not working. The lady died. He said when he went there to get the death certificate to see about the burial, they put COVID in the woman's death certificate and he said his aunt had no COVID. He spoke about it in the program. I remember that even I listened to it that morning. And let me tell you, that is what was going on here. Lots of people was dying, not unnecessarily, just so they could say it's COVID and put that on your death certificate, so they could get the 15 million US. That's what is going on, Andy. I'm sure other people know about that too. Okay, Andy, have a good day.
What would happen if...
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, what you are saying, and I was looking at you, what you went inside the White Department, Court of Justice. They have to pay the price for their doings. Nobody above the law, right? What is good if it goes good for the gander, right? They have no right to make a decision. There's not God, right? And you can't lock up your citizens of your country because the United States, they bring all the people home. They make sure all the people come from different countries and make sure they come home. Why Trinidad and Tobago and Raleigh think they should do what they do and spite people like that? They need to pay for it. They are saying, I ain't forget you, brother. My two brothers, die, You kill them, right? You let them die, right? And the rest of them, I ain't forget you, they are saying all you. All right. Time will come. We go see justice, all right? All right? We will see justice. Justice will take place. It will happen slowly but surely.
Listen, good morning, Mickie, Lennox, and Andy. Well, Andy, considering this is just a different observation. I keep saying, we have a 13-year-old was actually involved in getting a drone with all these different items to the prison. So let me say what will take place with a little child, right? But here we're going on. I believe that we should consider having boot camps for these schools and there, for these kids and them. When they come out online, send them to boot camp, send them down to Tetron, put them in a disciplinary action down there with schooling. I keep saying it over and over. You have to pull them out of the system, get them there, The ones that who not in the system, meaning that they're home, they ain't going to school, send out people to look for them and take them out to the environment. Because some of these parents them cannot take care of these kids and they have them running around all over. And the wrong influence of people that's grabbing them up. You understand what I'm saying? So let me see what we can do. And the first thing we get, let me go to the little ones. If they start to misbehave, even the secondary schools, take them out, put them into Tetron, let them get the disciplinary action. They stay there on weekends, the parents will come and see them, you understand? And let them go through the system and get an education down there, you understand? So let me see if we could do that, and maybe hopefully something go pay off at the end. All right, blessings.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the line. Andy, listen to this now. During that period of COVID, right, a lot of people who went and take the vaccines and things, a lot of them die. And those who didn't die was badly wounded. Because look, I have friends, right? And I have a real good friend of mine. She take the COVID-19 vaccine. And to this day, that woman had real heart problems and all kind of thing. Rowley and them, and that's the criminals, you know. These people and them wicked and evil, you know. I remember Rowley telling this nation, this country, that if you don't want to take the COVID-19 vaccine, you can't walk, you're going to lose your walk. That way we only tell this nation, and this wicked small pin or tiny pin Stuart Young. Imagine you lock out your citizens out of your own country, and these people and them have to be suffering in other people's country, while you bring Delcy and the Venezuelans and them, and all these you bring them and liquid and bring them under the cover of darkness at night, right? While you lock out your citizens, right, out of your own country. Stuart Young, all these devils, you know, all these demonic and evil, you know. The other one is the Pharisees. He needing all kind of corruption and the Cummings and these people and they talk about the Alsing, that evil scamp. These people are now wicked, you know. You know, boy, on the day of judgment day, I don't know what they're gonna tell God, you know. All the evil, boy. All the real evil. Auntie Kamala now coming up with her first budget. And all the only questioning the woman, all kind of thing. While all the we have what, nine budgets, right? For the last 9 or 10 years or so. Right? And it's only oppression after oppression until we reach that stage of depression. That is what they do this country. All they do all kind of wickedness to this country. And asking Auntie Cams where she get any money from. Here is my question. What all they did with the country money? Trinidad and Tobago won back the money. That's what we want to know. And all you have to answer, you know. There have to be consequences for all your actions. And listen, I want to tell Auntie Cam something to know. Auntie Cams, make sure and put things in place to lock up from Rowley right back, you know. From captain to cook, you know. Because these people are them exceedingly evil. Look what they did to Trinidad and Tobago. They literally mash up a country. And now you have to come and try to fix back the country. And while they're trying to do that, them on your case, like if them feel like them saints and these are set of devils. But anyway, like I say, go to sleep and they will answer and they will have to answer. Anyway, I go on. God bless.
All of this was sacrifices that was made during the COVID. All the pushbacks did this.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Open up the borders. Open up the borders. For the sea and five others. For the sea and five others. Have this COVID meeting. Have this COVID meeting. To discuss what's happening. To discuss what's happening.
Without a doctor.
No health officer.
Nobody. And all of this is because of all of that. There's a very, 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 very serious issue in all here. Jump high, jump low, constitutional breaches, and all their rights, and all their family members, and all them things that suffer that. Put them in court. That is nothing. Sorry that next government in power, but put them in court. Morning, caller.
Hello, blessed good morning to you, Mr. Andy Williams, Pitbull.
Good morning.
Good morning to Lennox. Good morning to Mikey. Granny, listen to your program. Good morning. Barack Paul, well said this morning. I appreciate Malcolm X. Blessings to you. Bellman, blessings to you.
Go ahead, we get in here, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Andy, well done this morning, boy, Andy, boy. Well done, boy. You tell me that yesterday that you went and do the video. The video was nice, man. And I wish all the best, Andy, and your speedy recovery. Lessons from you know who. Don't talk to you, my brother.
All right, Macano. Oh boy. Let's see who else want to get in. Oh boy, remember we supposed to be locking off at 9 o'clock, eh? So let's come make all the contributions very quick, though.
And in all those circumstances, you turn Calypsonian.
Yeah.
Young sent us a pre-action protocol letter on the same basis, the same constitutional
locking out people.
I consider erosion. We're breaking up?
No. I say we get in here. The same basis, which is that unconstitutional decision locking out people. And they send me the letter because we start a question how we can bring in Delcy, how we can do this and we people out there, all letting we people. Remember that businessman get dog to come in. Remember Rowley, them family get to come in for the Christmas or some party. You can't remember all of that?
Yeah,
remember when we had to call Jelani too?
In that letter, so we calling him and Rowley criminals and no, the term was racketeers. Yes, that's the term I wanted to remember. We were calling them racketeers, and so we have defamed them, and of course calling him a liar and all of that. And of course, I remember very distinctly when we put a flash drive, the same flash drive that is sent to us with what we said. We clean it and we send back the same one to demonstrate we're not going to pay a cent for that nonsense that the Sobers, the Gary Sobers of the Rowley administration, of the PNM administration, this powerful guy against these, of course, the Grong reporters. We sent back 10 instances where he lied to the population, and the latest one was when he said that Rowley went to the boardrooms in Texas and talking to the stakeholders there, the upstreamers, and of course making reference to
hold on, caller,
Amoko and so on, and that the people in Labre, don't forget, must always kick them out. Labre.
And point 14.
Churchum came back and said, listen, Rowley has secured the Angeline, remember? The Angeline oil rig. The Angeline oil rig that was being constructed there. He said, all right. And while she was talking, Amuko was towing the damn thing to a port in where? In Mexico.
Hold 1 minute, Lennox.
Total and absolute lie.
Hold 1 minute.
And then he got the other. That is why they couldn't respond to us at all. That is over, 5, 6, 7 years now. And they can't, of course, take us to court as yet because I'm sure his lawyer would have told him that them fellas make sure that you cook if you only come to court and proceed with this bogus pre-action protocol letter that's supposed to have triggered some kind of legal action against
us.
You and I, Andy.
Yes. Go ahead, caller.
And name Mickie, Lennox, Smith, and Tobago Central here. Pleasant, good morning. Well, I know you are up and pumping, and thank God for the ground report, and thank God that you all, leading on the country the right way, Andy, and thank God that you're feeling much better. So Trinidad and Tobago to be in a better place to understand the scenario what's taking place in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? So, you telling me at the end of the day, right, Andy? Why people in the heart, mind, and soul is not being happy to know certain things are taking place under this administration. You understand what I'm saying? People have to learn to lock on and listen to the right concept and the right conversation in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. You understand what I'm saying? They need to stop listening to waste of time, ratchery, unfairness, wickedness, and dirtiness and corruption. You understand what I'm saying? Waste of time, people, let's done with that. We're looking to go forward in this country because we are the right people in the right places. We tell all of that from the last time and we're telling that again. And if you know how I like what you went and do in front of the Hall of Justice, that is 100% thumbs up and more. Because at the end of the day, we're dealing with righteousness in this country. It goes to both sides, which is right, PNM and UNC being real with you. Because at the end of the day, we cannot condone unfairness and injustice in this place. I've been real with that Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? We deal with reality and goodness and realness. We don't deal with no ratchery and unfairness. We don't deal with them things. And I is so true, Andy, we need to bring back up a lot of cold cases. Because here we're going on Trinidad and Tobago. You can't tell me how it is. This cold-hearted, empty-headed tunnel vision always whining on a young girl, Rowley. How he and his boyfriend, Stuart Ping, Lil Ping, and the rest of them, which is the other two names that call. Why them and the other administration and the rest of them in the cabinet, the 13 zombies that the bad spirit will remain back there. Yeah, why telling all the Trinidad and Tobago something has to be done about it? Them cannot just branch up and just go and live the merry life and run away and live in the sunset. Them have to answer the full brunt of the law. Them have to feel the full brunt of the law to deal with people unjust in this country. You know how much people in this country we have to bring back up this Trinidad and Tobago. You know how many people as family members I have right now suffering concerning about that injection? How many people lost their life? And according to one of the callers say a short while ago, well, she said that, when the person took the injection, the vaccination, and he get in an accident and they look on the seat and they see now take the vaccine, Trinidad and Tobago the dead man actually planned that. They should shorten your own life so they don't have to pay no NIS and pension and all this kind of thing. Then putting a time frame on your own life. Why we allow them not to do it? We should have never allowed it. But how many of us to stand for our country when some fighting for the right real thing? The rest of them sit down and they just watch back and then just relax. Because why? They believe in the cold-hearted, dirty-minded, typing, sprung, hand of vision, can't do nothing, dead PNM government. They was believing in them. But when you look at it, at the end of the day, that administration was a wicked, cold-hearted, dirty-minded. Them was serving the devil itself. They must feed in the devil's spirit. You hear why he's telling all the children around Tobago? So this is where we have to start from scratch to build back up the memorial and back in this country and the confidence in the people in this country. You hear why he's telling all the children around Tobago? This world we living in is a real world, boy. And them have to stay right there and suffer for it too. You hear? They're not bigger than the law. We put them there and we will get rid of them. You cannot do the job, move them out. But they have to face the full brunt of the law. And again, once more, I agree with you full 100. It goes to any party and any side. Once you harm the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the right thinking citizen, you have to feel the full brunt of the law. Because according to you, Andy, if that's the case and nobody wants to play nothing to it and put it and put some kind of full stop or coke on it, then anybody could run up and go and play themselves and just get rich fast. Let's be real. Because apparently, in this country, everybody wants to be a politician to run up and pull the pocket fast and get rid of everything. Otherwise, they're a business.
Yeah, they could do the one. They could do so, go for politics, break the law, kill people, thing, and then go back out normal. Law side and just sit down normal, no consequences.
Stop to that. We need to put a full stop to that. Because here what's going on. It can't be a run away and a run set and everybody have a suffer outside. Can't work so. And we're not going to leave that so. We're not going to leave that so Trinidad and Tobago. You know how much people that last administration killed, right? Eh? Them could do what they want, but they can't get away. Them have to face it. Them have to see blue lights and silver bracelet by Trinidad and Tobago. We can't sit down with that. Because let me tell you something, everything going on. Don't mind nothing politics right now. He run up on his sunset. He's the ringleader in it. That man was the ringleader of everything in it. That wicked call has to call Rowley in it. Yeah, why I'm telling earlier. Them have to face this all by together with the kitchen bad spread one inside of there. Them just like empty vessels banging on a pavement as they say.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nice.
They be making no sense. So no matter what I'm trying to say, that can't work. And there's another issue I want to draw your attention to, Andy and Trinidad and Tobago, away from the little politics of it. You see certain establishment, and I'm going to call it this morning, and I call out, I hope you can hear me this morning. You see Pennywise staff on them, all they need is management, all they need to do something about all the staff on them. You see them new ones that they want to bring in inside of there, they are not training, and all they need to kind of have them in an order before they come out to the road so they can deal with them. Hear what I'm telling all you. You cannot be going to certain establishments, you're asking them about something. You're seeing certain things in the wrong places when you ask them that attitude. Hey, keep that all yourself, because everybody don't be on the same platform. This is just all to understand what people say. This is something going on and on and on, and we need to stop to that too. And not only Pennywise, we're talking about all establishments. At the end of the day, Andy, we are all humans, we make mistakes, we have to be a little edge-mood at moments, but don't bring it out in the raw public. You will get messed up for that, because at the end of the day, you have a problem, take it back home. You understand what I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago? Or they cannot be dealing with the raw public like go from it a beg. If they're not sure about something, and they're asking all the staff inside of there about a question, no, well, they're approaching people. It's a serious thing. Communication is taking a long way. Miscommunication does cause problems, and it's a real reality moment in life. You can either fix a problem or worsen a problem. And if all they're so young in society and they all their attitude, trust me, try and walk up on all yourself. Management of Pennywise, all the please do it all the staff on them, because the all the ones on them as well too, speaking about it. Nice, so Trinidad and Tobago, we are one people, one nation, one love. We just try to bring back in that unity thing, and we just try to live with love. But at the end of the day, you can't spare the road and spoil each other. If it had on with me, I'm telling you, I'm a plain talker, plain talk, bad manners. Nice? So at the end of the day, Andy, Central Lockdown and Listen, you've done all this #1 program. We locked and listen. Should I say they have a blessed day, be safe, and it's that.
Thank you. Next caller morning.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Barack Paul calling here.
Go ahead.
Andy, people don't understand this decision that was handed down by the courts concerning the COVID situation, how serious that is.
Real serious, boy. Real. Them
And
understand how serious, you know.
and the implication that it have. Now, you would see now Stuart Young and Rowley and them coming up on social media with all kind of issue to distract the attention from that arbitration that took place here. That is a serious criminal offense, you know. And they would come now with all kind of issue about Venezuela and dragon gas and all kind of thing to distract the attention from the other citizens who faced that similar situation and then went to the courts for it. Now, the disgusting part of this whole scenario is that whatever arbitration comes on from the court, and let me say it end up monetary compensation, that money would have to come from the offices that these fellas were sitting in, because the lawsuit was against the office of the Prime Minister or against the office of the Attorney General or against the office of the Health Minister. So now this government would have to pay taxpayers' money from their budget to these people. It would not be coming from the pocket of the wickedness of Rowley, Stuart Young, Parashram, and the Alsing. And this is the point where people had to understand where you was coming from, and you was trying to let the population know. These people had to feel the brunt of the law. It's like committing a war crime. You go and you get this man and you prosecute him directly. So the lawsuit that people might be following up now have to be against these people, civil lawsuit, so that they would have to face the court for the wickedness that they have done, the decision that they have made. And people have to understand this kind of thing. Now, all them CPAP workers, who saying that all they can't survive and thing, from the time that judgment was done, they supposed to be hitting the streets. Because more money now from that the country doesn't have to go and compensate people, which would put them again in a situation where they would be hard to sustain that budget to just pay money for people that need it. And this is where we have to start seeing things. We have to come together and make sure that we put the right people in the places that this country has to move forward. Look at a simple example. Look what the police service was going through all the time, with the people Rowley had as police commissioner and all this kind of thing. Look, this man Guevara come from nowhere. Nobody hardly ever knew who Guevara was. And what kind of performance and how this man functioning in that position now to reform the police service and get real policing for the country. We have the people and we have the resources in Trinidad and Tobago, We just didn't have the right government. We just need to make sure that even if this government do remain in power, whosoever comes in that office just have to function in a position to make things better rather than have to fix every single thing that a government mash up. And that's what we had to do presently with the last administration. This government, they ain't start to really do what needs to be done for the country to move forward. All right now this government doing is trying to fix and patch this and fix up that and bring back this in order and help this and help that. This government, they're running as a government for a country as yet, to sit down and negotiate around table and put things in place for the future. And all we're doing right now is just fixing. What's a simple example of how a government they spend their resources? Yesterday, Guyana opened the Demerara Bridge. That was started construction in 2022 and it is completed today. All you see that project, and just imagine we can build 1 mile of highway from the creek to where the hotel is. Up to now, they can finish that little project just over a little half mile of water. They cannot finish that. They can't complete that. And that started on that Rowley nearly about 8 years ago. And this is the kind of thing you have to look at.
And that is not over the sea. That is on land. Because that is land.
They build that on a road, that are existing road, they build that on.
Yeah, so it don't have infrastructure.
Yeah. And you talking about a country with spend resources and build over the whole a river with nearly about 10 miles, a bridge suspended over the sea and looking perfect and like something out of the world. And that is the same people where we used to laugh about and boiling curry, chicken curry. But they have a good bridge. We have a none, So them could laugh we could laugh at them at how much curry chicken we want. But the fact of the matter, they're driving on better roads. They're everything better off than we in Trinidad. But we laughing at chicken curry and curry chicken. People don't understand what's going on in this country. And like I say, once we put the right people in the right places, Trinidad and Tobago would move better. Have a good morning, Andy. Take care, man. Later. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, that is why the present government today has been reinstated and was given a massive mandate again because of the fact that they recognize all these fundamental principles of democracy. They did all the right things with respect to the windfall that they would have gotten. God-given was always there, but God help them, and now they are prospering in this country unlimitedly.
Celebrate the failure of the Dragon deal.
Oh boy, let me just continue the finish up because
we, however, got ours, and it was a case of profligacy and waste because we had the wrong government in place for too long. The PNM was in place for too damn long.
Pleasant good morning again. Mikey, Lennox, and Andy. Lennox, this question is for you. I don't know if you might be able to answer it or not. Is the citizen able to force the government to do something by way of petition? Because if so, I want to set up something, have a petition where we could force the government to go after him, but and then put $3 billion. Yeah, if you have to sign a petition. I mean, I just know, I just say, if something like that could work, and it's somewhere down the line, and force the government to go after these people and because I mean I ain't saying that they ain't going, but I just want to make sure that in my lifetime they ain't somebody who will get responsible for all these things that they do. So I just want to know if anyway in the future, or I don't know, if the law permits, if we could get a protection or whatever letters of them have it signed to force the government to go after these people because we don't want it to go on the carpet as usual. You understand? So blessings. I just wanted to know if something like that could work. Because if not, and if it's so, then hey, get a letter draft up and get how much thousands of people's signature and then present it to the government. All right, blessings.
But the straight answer to that is that, of course, there's no impediment to have that done. But that is one form of protest. You have the other form of protest where people got physical boots on the ground. All of those are mechanisms. But to answer your question directly, yes, there is nothing to prevent the population from pursuing that course of action to ask the government to focus on the subject that has been the talk on this program this morning.
Nice.
And I dare say, and because we have a government that will not try to emasculate or in any way interfere with the legitimate right of the people if the government is not acting in a particular way, particularly in situations where corruption and nepotism by the last administration is concerned, because I know that we have had our fair share of creative ways of protesting against the PNM whilst it was in government, and in spite of its belligerence and its harsh measures, tear gas, charging people, detaining people, etc., in order to try to emasculate our right to say to you that you are not managing well and that you should give somebody else the opportunity. Well, it worked. They did it prematurely as we predicted. On the 28th of April, that opportunity came and they were summarily dismissed.
All right. Go ahead, next caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and everybody. I say, Andy, you all going already because I know you all were going up until 9. Anyway, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. Andy, now, I was one of those that did not take the vaccine. I did not take it. And I told my children, now they had to take it because of their workplace. They had to do it, right? And I told them, I said, if you all don't want me around, all too bad, I'll stay by myself. But thank God they didn't do that or anything, so and because today, Andy, I am seeing, not my children, but people my age, the elderly, some of my friends, some of my family that took the vaccine, they're suffering today. Really, really suffering. And somebody who was on the Simangal committee, you remember that committee that they investigate the vaccine about the thing, they did say that what they're going through now is because of taking the vaccine. I thank God every day that I did not take it. I'm sorry for those who took it. And I hope that all those people who were locked out and all this kind of thing, they can get justice. And Andy, I listened to the video that you made. I agree with all that you say. But what you should have told the person when they ask if somebody cut your tongue, what is the government doing wrong that you need to talk out about it? That you quiet on it. Tell me now, maybe I'm missing something.
But
you see what happened to them, and
That's why I ignore them. That's why I ignore them and let them know the things that are going to talk about.
I
Is what
want
the
to
former
know.
government.
Yeah, I want to know what it is that they are doing wrong that you quiet on. I still want to know. Maybe I'm missing something because I know I'm not sleeping and I'm not in front of the fridge too, right? And so I know a government that is there 150 something days now, right? 159 days now. What have they done wrong? Okay, that you not talking about. But I was glad that you raised all those issues. Yes, Andy, we have to keep raising those issues. But we must also remember, right? If we want a proper investigation and people to be charged, we don't want no rush investigation, Andy. We don't want it, right? For it to have somebody to find a loophole or somebody to find a manhole or something to fall through. You understand? We want, when they get there, yes, we are going to keep reminding the government, right? But we also have to give them, because we know investigation takes a long time. Especially when you want to bring charges to people. We don't want anything happen for it to do like what Forrest went and do to with Vince Nelson or that. No, we want proper investigation, something that will hold to charge these people, because a lot of things went wrong, Andy, and they need to be booked. And all what Penny want to talk, you notice Penny's not talking anything about Forrest with the CPEP contracts, about Foster coming and all the contracts that he got, and he saw nothing wrong with it. Even Stuart Young, brother, all those contracts they take and nobody's talking. But Andy, I know people don't want to hear the word patience, but in order for an investigation, right, for somebody to be charged properly, we want a proper investigation. We don't want anything haphazard, okay? We don't want anything like that. We want it done properly. Now, Andy, I want to raise an issue with you this morning.
Go ahead.
Concerning the National Insurance Board. Now, Andy, I don't know when this started, but I only got this information on Friday. And I forwarded the voice note that was sent to me to Mr. Tanku, because he's the line minister for the National Insurance Board, to investigate what it is going on there. Now, as I said, I don't know when this started. It could have started under this government. It could have started previously, but I have a feeling it was started previously for they taking long to pay people. Now, before, when you put in a claim, you fill out your forms, you go to the National Insurance and you do the needful. Now, when you have to put in a claim, you have to fill out your forms, go and make an appointment to the National Insurance, get an appointment of December next year to go and put in your claim. Now, somebody let that make sense to me now. Somebody's having a baby due on the 21st of October, went to take in her NIS maternity claims and was told she cannot put in her claim because she does not have an appointment. When she was asked, so when can I get an appointment? Not until December next year. When the child has a year, Andy?
Hey, now that madness. Something wrong.
Andy, let me tell you something, The government has changed, but the nasty mindset of the people and the nasty PNM policies are still there. I am calling on Mr. Tanku, please see what it is going on, because somebody having a baby on the 21st of October cannot wait until December next year to submit a claim. How is she going to live? And in that, I'm absolutely sure we have people applying for sickness benefit under the same stupidity. Right?
Cruz,
Now, I heard it.
I want to endorse that. I too have been very disquiet, and of course there are people who are having some, extremely disconcerting concerns about that arrangement. I have been bombarded with that. I can't go until such time. I have a woman just across the street from us here, and she says that she cannot go and see about her work benefits until sometime next year or something like that. And I found that
yes,
very, very disgusting.
I don't think if you cannot submit anything, you have to make You have to get an appointment to submit your claims.
Yes.
What nonsense is that? No, Andy and Lennox, something has to be done. Yeah, and I forwarded the voice note to Mr. Tanku, and I am appealing to Mr. Tanku, please do something about what, because somebody having a baby in October of this year cannot wait until December next year to get an appointment to submit a claim. The child will already be a year, probably start cutting teeth already. And Andy, I'm playing bad this morning. Before I go, I want to tell Busman, why don't buy some bus seed and plant it? Before the end of this government term, you might grow some buses and put it on the road. Andy, thanks a lot.
You know, the whole arrangement is reminiscent, Andy, of the medical appointments in the various health institutions, where if you wait 3 and 4 years, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to that. No, that is unacceptable.
Mother Bernie said, yes, Miss Santa Cruz, you are so right. That is in Tobago. Tobago, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you in Tobago. You are so right. The bad mind people are still working for the PNM. We need to move them. What the PSA is doing. Right, I just cleaned, all I was doing is just clean the lines from, because we had to rack up. Oh boy.
Andy, morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution?
Makano here again. I forgot to tell you something. One of my niece picked her vaccine, and right now, she just have to go to the hospital.
Go ahead, don't listen in the background. She had to go to the hospital.
Sometimes 3 times, 4 times per month to pump out blood from she left, and when she take the injection. That's real bad, you know, boy. I just sorry for that girl, boy. So when she paint her, we're going to take it, but that vaccine thing she take. And no attacking, she said, what you're saying is definitely the truth.
I'm telling you. And people have to go and look for justice. Go civil court. Get civil actions against them 3 ministers. Organize, and even if it is plain talk bad manners, you have to digest of it is. You have to organize and carry to the court, back to the government itself. We know it's not Kamala them's fault, but somebody had to pay. People suffer financial hardship due to some of the people take injections dead and leave children and parents around that they was taken care of. So that both sue the state and the individuals together. Plain talk bad manners.
And in this case, lose their property and their
good morning.
as well.
Good morning. Ms. Kamala, good morning to you all, with everyone from the Ministry of Kamala. Have a blessed morning to you all.
All right, next caller, morning. Caller, morning.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller, morning. Welcome to the Go Report.
Yes. Good morning. Somebody earlier this morning was saying, how they taking so long to deal with this PNM ministers and them. It's time for the, whatever they do, it's time for action. Right? So I was just calling to say, well, back in that one who was saying that.
All right, Tobago. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead, caller, morning.
Andy, this is the Phantom here. How are you doing? Listen, it would be nice if we could sue Stuart Young and Rowley and DL Singh in their personal capacity. You know? Because, I mean, the kind of damages they did to our people, from locking them out of the country, I mean, you know, I was personally dealing with that. And the amount of damages, emotional damages, some people are so emotionally damaged by what they did to them, they don't want to discuss it. Tell the truth, they don't even want to remember that. They, of course, people, their businesses, I mean, there's so much damages, so there's so much lawsuit coming their way. You know, Alan Ramlogan is helping people who wants to address these guys, so I would encourage everyone to get in touch with him and deal with them.
All right. Morning, caller.
Good morning. This is Marval here, the original.
Go ahead, the original.
All right. What's going on? It's very surprising that I'm convinced right now that the mainstream media does not like this government at all. They never like them, whether they're in opposition or in government. They don't like this. They do not like the UNC government. Right? Look at how much airplay the opposition gets. right? Everything the opposition say, the media run it down. But when this Kamala Prasad Bisesa government was in opposition, you wasn't hearing nothing. The mainstream media wasn't carrying anything they're saying at all, right? It's very alarming that is what it is going on. That the level of bias among the mainstream media. So I just want to say thank you all very much, people like the Ground Report and other persons who actually letting us know the truth and giving us a balanced view of what is going on in this country, right? The other thing is that, I mean, why it is all running? Why they running down the gentleman about the budget? When it's time for the budget, he will call it, right? Remember, the Prime Minister just came back from New York. She had some very successful meetings and so on. So they have to assess all those things and whatnot, what we getting, what we ain't getting, right? What we getting assistance with and so on. They'll build back the economy before they create our budget, right? And the budget will be for the people, unlike the previous administration where it was for the 1% and for the financiers and for themselves.
So true.
Right? So, we look at these things, but the media, the social media not carrying, and I watching it. Murder's gone down by about half, right? Look at it. Murder's gone down by about half since this government has come into power, right? The crime is dropping, right? Look at how much potholes fix in the road. You have a lot of improvement on the road, right? With respect to transport and so on, right? The roadways. Look at this next thing, right? They're giving out free prosthetic limbs to people. One of them Jaipur put is thousands of dollars, and people getting it free, right? The children getting their laptops just now. We get it. The government come out and say public servants going to get their 10%, etc., etc. Look at how much good things that this government has done. How much of it?
Okay. How much? Go ahead, caller. How much?
How much of it? How much of the positive things that this government has done has made it into social media, or made it into mainstream media, I should say? Hardly any, right? It's the social media people, the alternative media, I would like to call it, like people like you and like Heavy and them fellas and them, right? It's who does carry it, right? The mainstream media only looking to carry what Penny say, and what Forrest say, and what Foster say, and what Stewart say, right? That's all they're carrying, right? And Marvelous Marfa and all of them, right? So they try to make this government look bad, although they're doing more good, and they do more good in 6 months than the previous government do in 10 years.
Thank you very much. Next caller, quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andy. Morning. To clear up the thing concerning Ms. Santa Cruz, here what has happened with that NIS thing. That appointment thing started because of the COVID. When they had the COVID, they didn't want to set up people inside, so you had to make an appointment. But I don't know why they're still continuing that. That's supposed to stop by now. They still have it running in that way, this appointment thing. You understand? Because that used to happen with the COVID. Yeah, Andy. And that even matter. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Next caller, morning.
Morning, Andy. Mickie, Lennox, director. And I think all those who...
Hold on, next caller, right after Anderson, you go, because we had to wrap up. Go ahead, Anderson.
I think all those who stayed outside the country during the COVID unlawfully should look for some kind of redress.
Yeah.
Via the court. I won. Last night I was watching news. They playing rugby in Savannah. We know the Shannon and all the others been watching news. They play rugby and grass high up to the knee. We know everybody saying wait until budget, but things happening in the meanwhile still. Right? It have those P&M contractors, like this lady from John, they will support the P&M. And all over, those P&M contractors who are CPF contractors, cutting the cemetery them now. Who really running this thing? Who going on with you, Kerr, Sharman? And no, don't say nothing but the UNC MPs or ministers. No Anderson. How you can say that? What's going on with all here? Why is grass growing? P&M supporters, contractors all around, the same contractors all around from CPEP. all I had them to cut this up and tell me them now. But Anderson and others, that nobody in UNC have workers. Have 4 workers. That nobody in UNC have workers and Teddy Sherman. And people mustn't talk about it. I like what the Prime Minister do with some of it too. In the mountain or in one way or the other. Because Bandana Moet, look how long Donny, every UNC meeting you see Donny. Look how long, about 2 years now, the man mother cut off. The man go up on social assistance, but he ain't go up with no father. Right? How much time Donny come to you? You Bandana Moet. How much time Donny come to you? So nobody don't know Donny. Donny the Indian fella. Who will be an Ivan? Don't care what we protest and shell out water. Donating. Helping. Donny the same guy. When Kamala come down, when the Prime Minister came down from the headquarters after Tushi, Jillinger and Dr. Muniral. Donny the same person who Kamala said, Donny, you yourself, Anderson, you yourself. And we said, when I in opposition, we just call our Prime Minister. We said, boss, we're the Prime Minister, we waiting on you, when it things are done. That is Donny. Or you want to know who is Donny? How Donny can be telling you, Bandana, to access his money with the disability grant. And up to now, but I hope you are about Prime Minister help him now. So your mother can get some help. Your mother pampers survive for your mother. And he left to go on and on, boy. People want to know all they helping, boy. And people must just come here in the morning and say, well, great is the UNC. But the hell with all here.
Thank you.
Anderson, Kelman, Wilson said that. All the status people want to see, boy. That's going high in Savannah. All the tape rugby. So it's only rubbish. Somebody has come by me the other day and beat them. I don't call you rubbish shop owner quick. Because they want to take the rubbish and fight for them go see it.
Alright.
When you don't see people only cut glass, the people remove dead animals too. Just remove rubbish too.
Alright, thank you.
Move the PLM contractors and bring in all the supporters now. All the TV table and telephone. And that's a BS all they're doing. And nobody mustn't say nothing yet. No, Anderson, we got to wait until after the budget. I bet she budget is in January. Let's suffer this Christmas. I've got some suffering. And I will use my mouth, to say what I feel to say. Yeah, some of us still suffering throughout the Christmas. Where's the budget?
I had to go. Remember, we had to lock off. Thank you. Thank you. Next caller. Oh, shucks. We lost the last man. Oh, boy. That last man. Call back. Last person who was in line. Sorry. Morning.
Hello. Morning, Andy. Miss Santa Cruz, I just want to tell you, I went and checked on the NIS online, right? And I don't know if she went to do it online, but if they tell her, but when I checked online for NIS Arima and NIS Barataria, the schedule for the maternity, they have the scheduling from January 2026 and not December. So I know she want to reschedule online, but the schedule is from January the 5th and in Barataria and January the 6th in Arima. If she want to choose any other, if she want to reschedule it, a new appointment. Well, I'm now online here checking the dates, and I would have open for maternity benefits. Right? So if she want to use that information. Alright, man. Thanks. Enjoy the day.
Alright. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Olio, I'll play whatever voice notes tomorrow. Please go. That wasn't played. Right? For sure. Bossman, I see your voice note. We go play that tomorrow. We had to go. Time check is 26 minutes past your 9 o'clock and you listen to the Ground Report. Don't forget tonight, corridor transformation for yours, truly, Lennox Smith at 8 o'clock. So you all until tomorrow morning, please God, same time, same place. Right? We are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.